Hello. I just wanted to take this opportunity, having now had a week of the experience of having masses each day, to just remind you of some of the things that are important to observe when you come to Mass. You'll be first of all aware that there is no singing. There'll be no hymn books available for people to access, no newsletters, no Mass sheets, nothing that people would be picking up, touching, and then leaving for other people to touch. It's one of the precautions to make sure that there is nothing that would transmit the virus from one person to another. It's for this same reason that people are being told not to leave anything in the church: flowers, papers, prayer cards, nothing that other people would touch. We're not back to normal yet. The virus is still there, and we have to be careful. We have to take these precautions. So just to remind you of those things, and hopefully we'll be able to keep a safe environment for everyone. Once we're in the church, there are a few other things though that people need to be aware of. The first is that really everyone should be wearing masks in church now. It's becoming more noticeable in society that this has been made more and more compulsory in places. But ever since the bishops issued the guidelines for churches to open for Mass, they did say it was compulsory that people should be wearing masks in church. The other thing that we would point out to people is when you do come into church, you're invited to go and sit where there is a green dot and keep 2 meters distance from other people if you're not with your family members. But what we would ask people to do is not just to sit on the ends of the benches so that people that want to come into the bench have to cross you. We want people to be safe, so we would ask people to try and fill up the benches from the centre dots so that people can come in either side of you and not have to try and climb over you or get around you to get to the places that are free. At communion time, people are being very good at observing the guidance that we're giving of not rushing forward and queuing, but waiting till their signal comes for them to come up to communion, always maintaining the safe distance from the person in front. Where we have a little bit of a problem though that we need to put right is the people coming from the sides of the church, the side aisles. Please do not cut through benches to get to the centre aisle. You need to go halfway back down the church to the aisle that goes through the church to get to the centre. Unfortunately, we've had some people just cutting through the benches, which isn't really following the guidelines that we've got in place. So just to remind you to do follow the guidelines and the people that are trying to make sure we can celebrate safely. And finally, a reminder: at the end of Mass, you'll be asked to be seated and to follow the directions of the stewards as they guide you to the quickest exit out from the church. It's a very strange time. It's not normal yet, but at least we are able to bring together people in church to celebrate Mass. And I know how much people have appreciated that this last week. We're also aware that with returning to the church, the streaming facilities that we have at the moment aren't 100%. Sound especially is not as good as we would want it to be. You may have seen the message I put out this weekend, how we're trying to generate money to put in place a proper recording system in the church that will allow us to live stream our services at a much better quality than we are at presently doing. It will also offer us a facility that will allow us to celebrate First Communions and other important moments in people's lives that will allow people who can't be present to join the service through the streaming that will be taking place. So we are slowly trying to respond to this new situation. We look forward to helping you and supporting you in whatever way we can. But please do follow the guidelines, especially at this time when it's very easy for us to think that everything's back to normal, when it really isn't. The virus is here, waiting to come back, waiting to flare up again. We have to do all we can do in our power to make sure that doesn't happen. So please don't bring anything to church. well, maybe the one thing you could bring is your collections and leave it in the box as you're leaving. But even then, when you leave your monies for the candles, for the collection, we have to put it away for 2 or 3 days before we count it to make sure that the risk of infection has passed. So in all sorts of ways, we are having to find ways of keeping people safe. God bless, keep safe, and do come and join us to carry on building up our parish family. God bless you. Thank you.